Oh no.
All right.
I can't believe you'd rob our listeners of that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That goes on my private Snapchat, all of my tempeh burps.
Um, damn. The primo Seda content.
Exclusive ASMR fetishism.
But
Vegan subcategory.
specifically with just burps.
Yeah.
I see. I don't know if I get ASMR. Oh, okay. I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Humans, andalites, yerks, horkbees, and taxons, if you manage to get some earbuds in. Welcome, folks, to the Wonder Yerks. For all your Animorphs rereading and sometimes rewatching needs, I'm Blair.
I'm Seda, a little tempeh boy, full of soybeans.
A funny little tempeh boy?
Funny little tempeh boy full of beans. All kinds of beans in there. I got bean energy. I've been eating a lot of chili in the mornings lately. And it really, really gets me going for my day. Just like some coffee, some chili, maybe the end of some bread.
Sure.
And I'm just raring to go. I'm giggling at everybody's jokes that aren't funny at tables. Oh, just having a blast.
Yeah. I don't know if I could eat beans that early in the morning.
It turns out I can do that. I would have not recommended it necessarily.
I mean, I'd certainly put legumes in my body that early. Peanut butter, I just slap that on my face, and that's just it.
That's it. That's how you get the most protein. Actually, most people don't know that. That's a vegan hack for you. The
Yes.
chili also has this is the chili from my work. It has TVP in it. Are you familiar?
I am not.
So TVP was the original like meat substitute basically, or at least the first like big common one. And
Okay.
it stands for textured vegetable protein.
Fun.
And I've been vegetarian long enough that I remember we had to get it in bulk, and it was dry, and you had to soak it before you used it. And like rehydrate it a little bit. It's
Oh my
basically
God.
like ground beef, but not. And it's made of vegetable ?
Sure.
I love it.
Man, that is the dial-up internet of vegetarianism.
That's exactly what it is. It was 1999. The internet screamed at you. That was a better time, right? I think the internet should just yell at you so that when you try to go on it, you think twice.
I mean, the internet does yell at you in a way, in like
that's
sort of a
true.
psychological way.
It sure does. This book yelled at me psychologically.
It did extremely. I read the last half of it like at work while waiting for my data to process and just like sitting at the computer, and I'm like, man, well, I guess this is my life now. Just trying to be stone-faced while my coworkers walk like near me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hadn't actually seen the cover before now. I'm looking at the cover for the first time.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it is not on the PDFs.
Yeah, we've got Rachel turning into an elephant, but what I'd really like to talk about is Rachel's beginning pose,
Oh, yeah.
which is not so much a realistic human pose. And I don't know if her arms, those are not the correct length of arms, right?
I mean, arms vary in length. Do
Sure.
they seem too long?
Yeah, I just feel like if you look at that arm and you picture it straightened out, it hits the knee for sure.
Oh, yeah. No, you're totally right. Or flirts way too close to the knee, at least.
Yeah, like, yeah, definitely would have to, like, invest in longer skirts when the dress code was, like, to, below your fingers.
That was insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because they simply just didn't sell things like that.
Right.
Not for women.
Yeah. Like, what are you, there's, like, I have to wear shorts sometimes. I mean, not so much as a teenager, but at this point, I'm like, they just don't make shorts this length. I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah, so we've got Rachel in sort of what I'm going to say is a battle-ready pose. Her feet are cut off. Not viscerally, which I do feel I should clarify as it is an Animorphs book. They're just not in the image, but you can see that she's wearing what I'm gonna say, just with the glimpse we get, uncharacteristically unfashionable shoes.
They look like they might be like dad sandals,
Yeah.
you
I'm
know?
gonna say that she borrowed those from Cassie while at the barn because she didn't want to get her shoes dirty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Oh, I'm just delighting in that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then,
um,
like, her face kind of gets square and her nose goes out. And then she's an elephant pretty much immediately. You can't do a lot to a human face to become elephant
right.
slowly, you know?
Right. Because strangely, they have, I mean, not human, I mean, you know, other than the nose thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically just, yeah.
I mean,
An elephant that looks too much like a human still looks mostly like an
mostly
elephant.
like an elephant. Elephants have very strong features. And so this book is called The Journey, and the tagline is Rachel is about to go where no human has gone before. And that's, yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to, as far as we know, I'm going to, yes,
Yes,
to
that
that.
seems, that's probably true in universe. Yeah, this book, I expected a very different one when I began it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just sort of starts with Rachel fighting a Dunkin' Donuts employee. Because they've discovered that the portable Kandrona rays are being made in a factory disguised as a Dunkin' Donuts bakery.
Right. And I expected that to be the MacGuffin of the book.
Yeah, or at least because as they're demorphing, Axe sees an explosion of light, aka the flash from a camera as someone takes a picture of them, and that is sort of an overarching plot. Like it's worked on in the background in Marco's chapters, and very much seems to be like part of the overall plot in the books right now.
Yeah.
But there was really no hint as to what was going to happen in the first two chapters, I'm going to say.
Yeah, because as soon as they're like, oops, we got a picture taken of us, they go to reconvene back at the barn and be like, well, how do we deal with this? Like, after doing some staking out and figuring out where the camera is, they were like, well, let's plan. And then, like, the planning comes to a screeching halt.
Just like a little Barbie car, like a car for a Barbie, comes into the barn with a spaceship in the driver's seat, which is so funny. Like, it's not even like, so it's the Helmacrons again, those little motherfuckers. I just can't stand them.
Because you always get small when they're around and nobody
I
wants that.
know. Even I love that even Marco comments on that. Like, he's like, "Oh, the Helmacrons are back. I already used my Honey I Shrunk the Animorphs book joke last book. Oops, I mean last time." Like, it's yeah. And they're there and they're, yelling about how they're going to take over the world and take the Escafil device and all that, and the kids are kind of like, well, we have to deal with this now. But
And I felt the exact same way.
yeah, but just the visual of like a little car coming in that isn't driven by the Helmacrons, but is driven by their spaceship is very good to me. I love what this book does with cars. Or this series. This series
Yes.
just finds a vehicle and goes, how can we do this wrong? I very much enjoy that. I think that's a good instinct and they should follow it.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
That's something. If anyone asks me what Animorphs is about, I'm gonna tell them it's about people doing cars wrong.
Yes.
Predominantly.
Absolutely. Predominantly. I mean, just early on, we had like Gorilla Marco doing a bad job with a truck, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It really is a running theme. And in sort of a similar, like, there's a lot of slapstick antics that happen here. Like, the Helmacrons are looking for the Escafil again, and they're bumping up against a freezer. And Cassie's like, yeah, this is the freezer that we put maggots in, and also some popsicles. And it's like, let's get back to that later, Cassie, please. Okay. And then the Helmacrons like get out of their ship, and then they just go into Marco's nose somehow. While like Rachel like and Marco are both trying to get the ship, and Rachel like knocks him out accidentally,
Which is so fun,
which
genuinely.
is very good. I really enjoy that. And then yeah, Marco just got some aliens up his nose, and there are gender wars happening amongst
Oh,
the
yes.
aliens.
Because if you recall from last time the Helmacrons were present, we learned that their society is matriarchal. But basically, Cassie and Marco had like given the males of the species a pep talk.
Uh-huh.
And so now that's a whole thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Which, fine.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't take as much of a front seat as it seemed like it was going to, because they're very much like, oh, the dudes and the ladies are giving different orders, and then Jake's like, oh, thank goodness, like, they have more reason to fight amongst themselves. That means it'll be easier to take them out. And so I was
Right.
really worried that a big part of this book would be like stoking the flames of a gender war, and I was like, I don't think I have it in me to read that right now in 2019.
Right. I think the upside of the Helmacrons is that they have a weird gender thing happening, but they're all horrible. Like
Yes.
everyone's horrible. So no
Totally.
one. So this, it's them existing is really not trying to say anything political other than, wouldn't it be interesting if like a horrible little evil little species was matriarchal instead of patriarchal?
Yeah. Right. And I mean, much like any other thing, it literally could be like, oh man, these guys have a blue whatever. I was just going to describe gender, but with abstract terms, I guess, because it could literally be any categorization.
Right. Yeah.
Which is, yeah, not trying to make a comment is, you know what, in Animorphs, better.
Yeah.
Better. At least, 20 years divorced from it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. It was fun, honestly.
Yeah.
That one thing was like, definitely did create more conflict in a way that I felt the plot definitely needed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so like I'm glad that so they basically realize, oh, we're gonna have to get tiny and also go into Marco's nose. And there's two things I'm very glad of. That first of all, Marco right away was like, this magic school bus ass fucking plan, because that's all I could think of. And also, secondly, later, when things start to go very badly, Axe is like, I guess this was foolish. The body seems to be doing very well defending itself against the intruders. No shit. That's like the only thing that our bodies like the majority of bodies are like pretty good at, and sometimes
Right.
even good at to the point of actively harming the person who inhabits them.
Right.
Is defending against intruders.
Right. Totally. Exactly.
It's like an entire thing of medical science where you have to like put organs in right, because the body is like, oh, we need that to live, but not this one. No, fuck this. Like, oh, guys.
Yes, it is. As soon as they like the Helmacrons went up the nose, I was like, so we're gonna Fantastic Voyage. That's fine.
Yep.
So they shrink him down real small because Axe is like, I can do a thing, and he does a thing, and he's like, Marco, you do it.
Yeah.
And Marco's like, okay.
Oh, there's one moment I really liked here that Marco's kind of sitting to the side, being like, there's a bunch of aliens in in my body, and I don't know where. And he's like, kind of being upset. And Rachel goes over and is like, sits next to him and considers hugging him, and then doesn't, and is like, hey, loser, like, you holding up, champ? It's like, oh, so delightful. And then Cassie is like, when we're gonna be shrunk, we should all hold hands so we don't lose each other, which is both very smart and very Cassie.
Yes, this book definitely had a lot of really good like character dynamic moments whenever that would happen, which actually wasn't super frequent. Like I feel
Yeah.
like despite the main cast being in the same location most of the time, it was more danger driven than like relationship driven, which is fine. It doesn't need to be relationship driven every book. But basically every time that Rachel and Marco interacted, I was like, I'm
Rachel.
loving what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I just really like the relationship so much. There's another, like when Rachel is, giving the whole spiel of what the Animorph series is, including the cast list. She's like, Jake, our leader and cousin, Cassie, my best friend, and Marco, Jake's best friend, and also annoying. Whatever, never mind. And Tobias, someone I care for very deeply, and also acts an alien. Bye. Yep. Rachel.
I love her. She's got such a big heart, but she's very stoic about it, which is the best kind of character.
I know, and she simply barely knows how to access it, but tries sometimes. Oh,
honey.
And so everybody is very small. They get too small. They get so small that they can't hear, which, is that a thing?
Yeah, definitely.
I guess so. I guess, like, certain frequencies just wouldn't vibrate your eardrums.
Right, yeah.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think that's true. I think I've read that.
Yeah, I'll believe it. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we get a Marco chapter suddenly, which I think it's been a while since a mainline book had more than one like
narrator.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think so. I can't think of the last one though.
Yeah, same.
I was glad we got Marco chapters because, like, literally the amount of time I can spend inside of a human body is extremely limited.
I know. Well, especially since it was just, even if it weren't in a human body, it was just like danger, 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 with no reprieve at all.
It was so
would have been
stressful.
Exhausting. Yeah.
So stressful with the added, like, detriment of the fact that the human body is deeply disgusting, which is fine because it does what it needs to do, but it's gross in there.
Yeah, it sure is. And so we get a Marco chapter, and he's basically like sitting there, considering writing a will.
I love him so much. I just love the visual of him just like, well, I just shrunk my friends and they're in my body now and just sitting and thinking. I
should give Jake my PlayStation. Like,
just him being so stoic while having like children inside of his body.
Yep. And like, they're still in the barn, you know? So imagine like Cassie's dad had just walked in and is like, "Oh, Marco, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "Nothing. Is Cassie around?"
Yeah. Sometimes I just like to sit.
Yeah. Oh, Marco truly does like to just sit in his truck.
Oh my god, big sit in truck energy.
Big sit in truck energy on Marco.
No, actually, I mean, yes, but also, Marco has big sit in passenger side of truck energy.
Oh, true.
Jake has big sit in driver's side of truck energy.
Yes. Oh god, that's such an important distinction and so true. Yeah, absolutely.
It is the cornerstone of all shipping.
Yeah.
There's another ship I could also add that classification for, but not for Animorphs, so we can't talk about it.
Okay, well, we will. So they're inside Marco's nose and they become birds, which is too bad to think about.
Oh no, because they're too small already.
Yeah.
But they're even smaller as birds because birds are smaller than humans.
Right. It's the scale in this book. I mean, I think this often happens in, this sort of like, happens in shrinking narratives.
Yes.
The scale gets a little confusing and wacky.
Deeply. Because they interface with the Helmacrons again, and they're like, Cassie's like, Rachel was like, if I was an elephant, I would only come up to their calf, and I was like, that can't possibly be true.
Right, she describes herself as like a cat-sized elephant, I think, like relative to the Helmacrons when they meet inside the body, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's like, because that's too small as a human.
Yeah.
Definitely too small as anything else you're going to do but I mean, like, if one is to traverse a body, I guess being as small as possible is like
ideal.
Probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Because the inverse of that, or like the comparison there is the Helmacrons are like way too big to be doing any of the things that they end up doing.
That's, I think, where I was leaning, just like, oh no, how? Oh no, how could this
Yeah.
be? And I mean, like, so shrinking technology already brings up a lot of its own questions, you know? But I just kept being like, but how does, like, a human, there has to be some sort of limit, right? To, like, how small a human form can get before it can sustain a human form. Does that make sense? Like,
I mean, it
the
does.
atoms can't be arranged.
If you are the size of an atom, you
Yeah.
can't have atoms.
Yeah. This is something I was thinking a lot about.
I didn't think about it at all, but I understand,
Yeah.
and I think it's an answer we're never gonna get
I think that
the question we're never gonna get an answer to, because I think science is not currently pointed in the direction of
Yeah.
shrinking technology.
right, because they're all cowards. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. No, I agree. Science is cowards.
I was gonna say they probably don't find narrative value in the idea of shrinking technology as it
Cowards
stands right
and
now.
fools. All scientists. They come upon the they come upon the Helmacrons. That
Yes.
I'm gonna write some fucking Animorphs rhyming children's books.
Oh, here's one thing that I want to jump back to briefly because it bothered me literally all book.
Yeah.
They talk about before they shrink down, Marco, you can't morph while we're inside of you because we don't know what it would do to us. And
Right.
then I'm here thinking, Marco, why don't you just morph into the smallest thing you can because it might evacuate the Helmacrons from your body. It is
I know.
worth trying.
Like, I know. this was really.
And it's something that would not even have occurred to me until they were like, Marco, definitely don't do this thing that's going to be the thing that ends up saving you at the end of the book.
Because they've had, like, the Animorphs have been shot in morph and then demorphed and the bullets come out of them.
Yeah.
You know? So, like,
I was like, because they're like, they fall into the stomach eventually, and they're just in the stomach, and I'm like, this sucks, and also could have probably been remedied a lot easier.
right. And also at that point, if you're in the stomach, like, they get worried about Marco maybe throwing up, but it's like, wouldn't that be good?
Right.
I
mean,
know.
I get-
Yeah.
None of it is anything.
No, I know. When they find the Helmacrons again, one of them is like stuck in some mystery bodily fluid, and then acts like very happily. Is like, most animals with lungs have mucus, which just made me laugh a lot. He's like, Andalites have mucus.
It was so fun because it was almost like sort of in the background while Rachel was trying to plan.
Yes.
And like, he's just like, I have a lot of mucus related facts and I would love to share them with all of you.
Yeah, it's delightful. This book leans very heavily on Cassie having paid attention in the, like, biology 101 that they got in second grade or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Because no one else seems to know where anything is. Which is fair.
I mean, yeah, I was like, I have a general idea of where my organs are the same way as, like, I have a general idea where all the U.S. states are.
Sure. Yeah. I definitely, once I, have I done, around this time last year, I believe I was in my hometown for the holidays. I was at a bar with a friend, and we decided to play a game where we would name every U.S. state. Mm-hmm. I got like 4. Maybe slightly more than that, but not a lot more than that.
Right.
I was like, oh, I'm stupid.
No,
I don't know
I think it's
anything.
okay. Because
Yeah.
I've seen Americans try to do this.
Yeah.
And they can usually name more than 4, but they never name Minnesota. And I'm sure you did.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the ones that I know.
So you're doing better than that. Because
Sweet.
I met a podcaster in Chicago once recently, and he didn't know where Minnesota was in relation to Illinois. And I was like, I didn't say this, but I was like,
It's right
it's
there,
not
right?
that far from you. You should know where it is.
Oh, that's very funny. Okay, yeah, that does make me feel a little bit better. Yeah, they they're in there. That's gonna be a lot of what I say about they're in there.
So, like, not a lot of, they spent a lot of time in there, but it's mostly them just being upset that they're in there.
Yeah.
The plot points that happen while in the body are limited to being in the nose, falling into the stomach, and then being in the bloodstream and then the heart.
Yeah.
Those are basically the plot points that happen there.
Yeah. And
Meanwhile,
meanwhile, Marco's just doing whatever. He's just kind of living a life. So we do get, Animorphs drinking game every time Marco says some weird compulsory heterosexual thing about an attractive woman.
uh-huh.
I think it's when he's talking about Fantastic Journey or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I saw that once. Raquel Welch, very hot. And then moves on. It's like, but, buddy, every
You know how
time.
normal people discuss media.
Uh-huh. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he decides to go get the camera, even though I believe he was told, just chill. We're inside your body.
I have a feeling that he like sat there for 30 minutes, forgot that he was told just to hang out, and left.
Yeah. I like when we see Marco being like, we see why Marco and Rachel work so well together. Mm-hmm. When he's just like, well, I'm just gonna go do what I want. Great. Which is why when Marco and Rachel are pointed in the same direction, they work really well together.
Totally, absolutely.
And unfortunately, this particular direction did lead Marco to get bit by a pit bull, which he then hits with a baseball bat, which Animorphs is very clear to say lightly. Just because it's somebody's pet dog, so they can't just kill it like they would anything else.
I don't know if it was like an alligator. Maybe an alligator, but I don't think killing it, at least not as a human, Yeah. Yeah. And he's on strict no morphing detention or whatever. Timeout.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So he has that whole thing. I hate how they describe it because he's like, my arm was mangled. And I was like, oh no.
Right. Like, of all dogs, like, pit bulls are the most dangerous dog to get bit by, pretty much. So I don't know. Like, I understand they want to ramp up the danger, but like, they maybe ramped it slightly too far.
Right. Because a Chihuahua can do a lot of damage too, but they're smaller and less.
Yeah. Any dog can bite you and fuck you up. A pit bull can really, really fuck you up. So I feel like they could have just had any dog.
Right.
But, whatever. Meanwhile, Rachel's getting digested, and it's not great.
This part sucks. It sucked so much, and they spent so much time there.
So much time. They, like, fall down the esophagus into the stomach, and Rachel's like, why I tingle? Oh, no, stomach acid. And she, like, is just hanging out and in a bunch of pain, and at one point they are like, oh, because the other Animorphs arrived to help her, and she's like, I knew they arrived, but I couldn't see them because the acid had gotten in my eyes and eaten them. And it was like, no.
Sucks.
Oh, no. And then everyone's like, okay, Rachel, you got to demorph real quick so that you can remorph into something else. And then, so we get human Rachel being digested as well. And human skin is not very tough, so it hurts a lot. And they're all getting shot. We at no point get Marco really remarking on his, like, bodily distress at this, and I guess I understand why. Partially just because how would you even, like, I feel like Marco should at least have a stomach ache or something, because
totally, because
shooting.
Cassie turns into a whale. They're shooting, and then Cassie turns into a whale.
Yeah.
And if I eat, like, which is dense and heavy in a stomach, and if I eat, like, too many dense, heavy dumplings, I hate myself because my stomach sucks.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And that's supposed to be food.
Exactly. And a whale is not, generally. At least a whole one. Yeah, and, the Helmacrons decide to go into Marco's blood through the stomach lining. This is one of the parts that kind of I didn't understand very well, but I think probably does make a bit of sense.
Sure.
But I'm not sure.
I don't know enough about human biology.
Yeah, me neither.
I was like, I mean, you're going to be more of an authority on this, Animorphs. I'm just going to let you do that.
Yeah, they normally do fairly well with animal physiology, so I'm going to say, like, gonna trust their knowledge of human animal physiology.
Right.
But
And even if it's wrong, I doubt the consequences we'd incur by trusting them would be great.
yeah, I'm probably not gonna have to do any emergency surgery. I shouldn't say it out loud. What if I have to do a surgery and my only knowledge is Animorphs and I get it wrong? Everyone would be so mad at me.
I hope nobody would be mad at you for expecting you, a person without a medical degree, to do emergency surgery, and if you don't do a good job, because I think non-surgeons who have medical degrees do not have high confidence in their ability to do surgery.
Yeah. But what if I said I could and then I realized I was wrong because of Animorphs?
If you were just impulsively overconfident.
Yeah. That
How
sounds
often
like me.
Does it? I guess. Well, maybe.
More like with karaoke, not so much with cutting someone open.
Right. That's fine. Karaoke has lower stakes.
Usually.
Except when it doesn't.
Yeah, they go... They're like, do you think... So this is where stuff kind of falls apart, but I'm willing to basically accept, I guess, the premise, where they're like, do you think a shark can breathe in blood? And I think Cassie is like, oh, I read an article once that said that plasma probably evolved from seawater, so blood is basically like seawater, so probably. It's like, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, but this is so silly to me, this whole conversation, because they're way too confident that Helmacrons are just going to suffocate and die in there. Because why would they go in there in the first place? Like, they are not super they're not super, like, I don't know, self-sustaining or whatever. I can't think of the word. You understand what I mean. But it's blood, and it's liquid. If you can't breathe in liquid, you're not going to go in liquid, right?
Yeah.
They are way too confident that Helmacrons can't breathe in water for too long until they're finally like, what if we're wrong? And I'm like, yeah, and Cassie's just been a whale in stomach acid this entire conversation.
Right.
Well, I guess
she's like somehow doing the intellectual labor of this conversation while also sitting in stomach acid while everybody else is sitting on top of her. Like, holy shit. The Helmacron's entire plan is to get to the heart and just like shoot it full of electricity so that Marco dies.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, but like, again, human bodies can survive some shit. But I guess, you know what, can also die from some stupid shit. So who knows?
That's so true.
Yeah.
The human body is barely real.
Yeah. Big cosign.
So while they're deciding this, Marco goes back home. Basically calls in the Chi to be like, pretend to be my friends and have dinner with their families. Was given strict orders not to eat food. So he's like, I guess I'll just say I'm too ill for dinner. And then his dad goes out to a dinner party, which is probably fine. But like comments on how like red and flushed like Marco looks, and I was like,
and Marco's
oh no,
really,
what's
like,
happening?
He's he's acting really like irritable. I mean, so like there is a reveal to this plot, but I will say I think that they did pretty well with masking it. Like, yeah, probably if there was a war going on in my blood, I'd be a little ticked off too. So Marco's
Right.
like, I don't know why I'm acting so weird. Meh. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're 15. Uh,
This is
and
just puberty.
this is just you, bud. Yeah. And so, oh yeah, this also, I think at the same time as this, they realize that they get into the liver
They get close to.
eventually.
I
Well,
don't know
first
if
they're like going through blood, and Rachel's like, being a shark surrounded by blood is like being an addict near drugs, or Axe near a Cinnabon. Bleh.
I was like, all comparable.
Yep. And
Certainly
then she's like, they're looking around, and Cassie's like, ooh, there's a white blood cell. Ooh. And they see like a weird little spiky guy get eaten by an immune system buddy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how it goes. And
I was seeing the CGI
same.
microscopic things in my brain, and I was
Absolutely.
like,
My
the
brain
CRT TV.
Yes. My brain even made the little spiky invader into bad CGI. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, when they would have like 3D models in like non 3D modeled environments and they'd look ridiculous. That's how my mind, like, I was like picturing the like weird CGI and all of that, and then my brain just threw in a really bad 3D model of a little virus. I was like, that's
Well, this whole
accurate.
scene is bad CGI because they're like fake CGI sharks
Yeah.
in like plasma with red blood cells. It's just a nightmare.
Rachel basically decides to like live in the moment for like a minute, basically.
Yeah.
She's like, ooh, how many suburban girls get to travel down a human vein as a tiny hammerhead shark? It's like, not many, that's true. And then she says, Disney has nothing on the Animorphs. And I was like, woo! Yeah.
I mean, true.
Maybe it's because I'm just barely 24 hours out from seeing Rise of the Skywalker, but I was like, no, yeah, fuck him up. Get him, Rachel.
Yeah.
You know. And
Cinema.
then, speaking of, they're in the liver, so they have to leave so they don't get turned into poop.
Oh God.
Got him.
The human body's disgusting. So is this book. So
Yeah.
they're like, we'll just go the other way. And we'll
go
follow the
up.
noise of the heart, the thing that we're trying to get to. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that seems wise.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And Axe says, like, some sort of goofy... he says something that isn't, like, proper English, like a catchphrase or something. And then Rachel's like, whoa, you've been hanging out with us too long. You're never going to fit in on the Andalite homeworld now. And Axe just says, I would miss Saturday morning cartoons.
I saw that, my heart exploded in my chest. I
know.
love Axe so much.
I love him so much, and also just, like, the difference, like, 15 books ago, if Rachel was like, Psh, you'd never fit in with other Andalites, he'd be like, how dare you, how very dare you, I am the Andalite of all Andalites, and also they all love me because I do so good, and also respect the culture, and how dare you. And now he's like, yeah, I like your TV shows. And yeah, Marco's just sort of being around, being in a shitty mood. He tries to like joke himself out of it, and he's like, no, maybe I'm too grumpy. Or maybe I just miss my audience. I was like,
Funny.
oh, bud. Yeah, you need friends. And then I got really worried because he gets a steak out of the freezer and just microwaves it. And it's not for like 2 more pages that we learn it's to distract the dog that bit him earlier. So for those entire 2 pages, I was like, oh no. Like, your dad doesn't leave you some hamburger helper? Or like, you don't want like maybe a hot dog, buddy? Just microwaved.
To that point, a steak is probably the most unwieldy meat to transport. I guess apart from loose chili.
Yeah.
I like was like thinking about him with a microwave steak in his backpack as he traversed the city streets looking for this apartment to steal the camera back from, and I'm like, you would have to like launder that backpack
Absolutely. Well, and
afterwards.
it's like it's microwaved. There's no sear on it keeping any of the juices inside. So
So
it's just they're
it's
just
just like
leaking
it's
out
just
everywhere.
a warm, soggy steak.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, it would smell so
It would
horrible.
smell
It would smell
really
so
bad.
bad.
That's literally that's why I can never not be vegan or vegetarian because I have been for 11 years. Like I never that would be me trying to cook meat for the first time. I've never had to cook meat in my life. That would be that would be like I don't know.
Speaking of someone who's only recently vegetarian, it is still scary as someone who eats meat.
It
Like,
seems terrifying. Like there's like I can definitely fuck up cooking and like, you know, there are certain like things that can still carry bacteria and that are very like bacteria like high risk foods if you like leave them out of the fridge or whatever. But
right,
ultimately, if I fuck up cooking most things, it doesn't really matter. Like the taste is really the thing. It won't make me sick. And so I
right,
just can't imagine. Like with chicken, you have to like cut it on a whole other thing and you can't touch
right.
anything with your chicken hands. It seems so stressful.
And it's somehow cheaper than the other meats. So
Right,
it's
which is
it's
worrying.
right, because when I ate meat, I ate mostly chicken because it was like cheaper, and I don't really like red meat that much anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I would like put it on the fry pan to cook it and just stare at it and be so worried that this is the night.
It's terrifying. I've worked in a couple kitchens, but the only meat I've ever had to really cook is bacon, and it was usually like basically pre-cooked, you know?
Right.
Like bacon's often pre-cooked, I think, and like relatively safe. And also it's just so thin, like it doesn't take long to get any of the bad stuff out.
Right. Pork is, I mean, that's pork. It's also, I feel like it also sort of high, I mean, all meat is high risk if you're gross with it.
Yeah, I know that from recently taking my food handler's course so that I could get actually certified. Um, I know that pork has to be cooked to a higher internal temperature. So that makes me think that probably it's scarier. But also that's partially because pigs are closer to us physiologically, right?
I don't know physiologically, but they definitely have like the higher intelligence and like more like dog-like personalities, I guess.
Yeah, pigs are the best and they're so big. They're so much bigger than you think. Ah,
I can't remember the last time I've seen a pig. I'm dying to.
oh,
Absolutely.
there was a pig walking around at a vegan festival I went to in the summer, and I was like, hell yes, fuck it up. Ugh, so big. Yeah, so Marco sees the dog. He throws a steak to the dog, and then, you know, shit goes bad, and there's people, and he throws himself into the closet, and then he's like, I'm just gonna morph. I know they told me not to morph, but I'm gonna morph and fuck those guys. I don't. Oh, what? They might die. Oh no. Oh, they might die. Too bad. I'm gonna morph anyway. And it's like, oh, buddy.
I know. It's straight up his friends inside of him are
Yeah.
like, hey, let's slow your roll a little bit, dude. And he's like, nah.
Yeah. And there's a part of him that's like, I can tell that I'm not acting right, but I don't know why. That's just
But let's just
truly-
follow my impulses anyway.
Yeah. That's my period is currently about 2 weeks late, and I've just been having weird hormone surges here and there, and that's
Yeah.
so I've been experiencing a lot more of that recently, where I'm just like, I know that I'm not reacting to this in a rational way, and stopping it is really hard. So I'm gonna take a breather. Yeah, and he morphs into a roach, and the Helmacrons shoot his heart, and he dies.
Yeah.
And then Jake, I loved this line. Jake's like, wow, Marco's last joke, because roaches are impossible to kill. And then they mourn for like 4 pages. And then Cassie's like, wait, roaches are impossible to kill. Marco! And everybody like uses their special power of connection to Marco to wake him up in different ways.
And based on that timetable, Marco
Yeah, the
must have
timetable gets really weird here.
Marco must have been like they must have been outside of Marco for at least 90 minutes. And so in reading it, it feels too long for Marco to just be dead. But
Yeah,
in real
because
time,
like
it is way too long for them to make that conclusion.
right. So because basically they put extra time pressure on this by saying suddenly, oh wait, Axe, how long has Marco been in that morph? And Axe is like 1 hour and 55 of your Earth minutes, and it's like what? How? How did that long go by? And in they spend that they spend 3 minutes with Axe being like, and 4 minutes of 4 of your Earth minutes left, and Cassie being like, please Marco, we all love you, come back to us, don't walk toward the light, and Jake being
Right.
like, Marco, fucking, you need to morph, bud.
It is so low stakes when a character almost dies in these books,
I know.
because it's like, well, I know we have more of them, and I see Marco's face on later, not like pictures, like covers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I know things are gonna be okay. It's
Yeah.
like the way you raise stakes is by like, I mean, you can put them in mortal danger, but like it's their fear that we're like cashing in on, I guess, emotionally. But just like a huge like mountain of a cockroach while you're minuscule, I'm just like, well, this is just like a like an inconvenience for me as an audience member.
And I guess that's probably why they like do the added Nothlit threat. Because as it becomes very clear that he's not dead, they're like, oh, he's not dead, but he might not wake up in time to not be a roach forever. Ooh.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I guess so,
well,
yeah.
all right. Yeah, and then, he morphs back and they'll go back to the barn. How do they get big again?
I was kind of skimming. Again, I was at work while this was happening.
Yeah, I think that there's something. Yeah, I just sort of checked out a little bit.
It's not super important because it's basically like, in order for the plot to progress, they cannot be minuscule anymore. So we're just gonna have that happen.
Yeah, and Marco brings the camera as they're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rachel realizes in the last couple of pages that Marco was acting irrational. Because the virus that she saw while they were in the bloodstream was rabies from the pit bull. So Marco was in a bad mood because he had rabies for 12 hours and morphing saved him from his rabies. And Rachel's like, oh, this would get Marco out of trouble. Like, he wasn't being a jackass. He had rabies. And she's like, maybe I should tell Jake. And then she's like, maybe tomorrow. And at first I misread it. I like missed the part where morphing saved him, like it got the rabies out of his system. So I thought that Rachel was being like, shit, Marco has rabies, I should tell him. And I was like, no, Rachel, he'll die. He'll literally die. He will actually for real die. Rabies is so dangerous.
Oh my god.
Also, like, okay, can a dog just be a carrier of rabies without displaying symptoms?
I have no idea.
Because I know that some animals can, but I don't think dogs are one of them. And so is there a family with just a rabid pit bull?
I guess so, which sucks.
That's not great. Because I think there was a child.
Yeah. It was a child who took the picture on the camera.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, Animorphs.
Yeah, Yeah, this, I can see what Sarah has been saying about there still being a bit of filler in this last 10 books.
Yeah.
Because
This is, I mean...
yeah, this one is literally like, ooh, let's set up, like, the first 2 pages are like, oh, let's set up the plot for after this book.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's do our book.
Right.
And at the end, they're like, oh, remember the plot? We're going to deal with that later, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, great.
Oh my god. Someone's at the door.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded like a robot.
That's my doorbell.
Oh, yeah.
It is extremely startling. I've been woken up by it, and like, I don't sleep in clothing that I can show to other people at my door, and so it's like, I've been rung at several times while I'm like stumbling into like sweatpants. I'm like, oh, this sucks. It's 9 a.m. There's nothing good about it.
No.
Well, that's the entire book.
Yeah,
I'm
that's pretty much Animorphs.
I'm so glad that I'm not reading it anymore.
Yeah, I just. Oh well, I'm glad that we got a brief chi mention. I'm always happy about that.
Absolutely.
Also, we got a mention of Axe's very nimble fingers, which is great. We also did get a description of Andalites that does lend credence to the theory that they don't actually have torsos, because Rachel's like, oh, an Andalite is like a deer if a deer had stalk eyes also and some human arms, which doesn't mention a torso anywhere, which just seems like a pair of arms coming off a deer neck.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah. Jeez.
yeah.
I'm an Andalite truther. But
Yeah.
it's still deeply stressful to be that kind of person
Yeah.
because it's not good character design.
I know. It's too. Oh God.
I don't like to think about it.
No. And oh yeah, so there's like one of the things that I love Marco and Rachel's friendship so much. I hate how much it's being pushed into like occasional romance territory. I don't know
Right.
how real that's ever going to be because of Rachel and Tobias. But like Marco has when he's like putting out he's thinking about doing a will. He talks about how he's like, "Oh, I want to tell Jake that he can have my comics, and I want to tell Rachel about that dream I had where she begged me to marry her." Which,
But I'm thinking about that actual dream and how it must have been like Marco being like, "Oh no."
yeah, it's delightful actually. uh,
I can't think about a dream where someone begs me to marry them where I'm like, I wake up afterwards and I'm like, that was cool and I had a good time with that dream.
yeah.
Oh, I also love how Rachel was like, yeah, we managed to get everything squared up, and me and Marco didn't even bonk heads that time, and I'm like, you two goofballs, you little
Right.
silly billies,
Oh, they just are. I just love them.
simply are.
I'm just seeing a quote from Capelgate who says, "About half the fans really hate the Helmacrons. Me, I love the Helmacron books. It can't be all dark and serious, people. You need some dumb fun every now and then." Which is, like, honestly, a very strong opinion for Capelgate to have. Of all people.
But it's one I respect and one that makes sense. But also, I would argue that the Helmacrons are not fun.
Yeah. No, I think they certainly are not. Ugh. Oh yeah, and also Tobias morphs a Hork-Bajir inside of Marco, and I'm just so glad that Jake gets a line like, "Oh, watch the blades."
Seriously. Oh, so stressful. Because I'm thinking about how fragile stomachs are the entire time.
Seriously, it's not great.
It's bad. It's a bad scene.
But that is definitely something I'm going to think when I just have mystery pains now, which I often do. Just
Yes.
like, oh, I've got a little Hork-Bajir walking around in there.
No. I don't know if that would do anything for me psychologically.
I'm going to test it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know the results of that experiment.
Oh, absolutely.
So that, I believe, will do us for this week. If you want to find the show online, you can find us at The Wonder Yerks on Twitter. If you want to support the show, our Patreon is paused for the month, but you can hop on and support us in the new year, patreon.com/fearbaiting, which supports this and fearbaiting. I almost said The Wonder Yerks, but that's the podcast we're on right now. There's a whole bunch of rewards. Go check them out. We have a fun, cool time doing things. I don't know. If you want to find me online, you can go to twitter.com and search Blair Kitsch, because that's where I'm online. I'm at Blair Kitsch on Twitter.
That's so true.
That's so true. It's also, I believe, the only place I'm on Twitter. Online. It's also no, it's not the only place I'm on Twitter. Definitely not true for that, but I can't share that. Anyway, I think my brain is melting. Theta, you take it away. Am I doing good?
Yeah, it's so good.
Thanks.
I'm on Twitter at nudity with an EA instead of a Y. I have a bunch of music at gaygothvibes.online and also at pilotingtheanimal.bandcamp.com. And I have another podcast called Music for Molehills, which you can find at Musical Mole on Twitter.
Yes, all of that is true and factual and accurate.
And yeah, we'll see you next year.
Yeah. Thank you to Noisepace for supporting the podcast. You can find other podcasts there.
Right on there, just on them. They're I don't know if you guys know about this.
You heard about podcasts?
You heard about podcasts? You can get them online. They're not just for radio anymore.
Noisepace.xyz is one of those places you can find them.
Just right on there, on your screen, any screen as far as I know. You can just look them up. If it has internet, you can get podcasts.
Yeah, some fridges have internet. That's
true.
Crazy.
Fridge podcasts. You can probably get them.
I wonder if you could get Audacity on a refrigerator.
I'm gonna release an album recorded on a fridge.
Do fridges have microphones? We need.
I'll at least put the DAW on a fridge.
All right.
Some of them must, right? Like, aren't there some where you can tell them to add to your grocery list?
There must be, right?
Must be.
There must be. In this day and age, it's almost 2020, people.
It's practically 2020. Let me talk to my fridge.
Let me record podcasts on my fridge. Anyway, until podcasts can be on fridges, I have been Blair.
And I've been Seda.
And remember, you guys,
keep your hands on the Eskimo base.
Yes, do that thing. Goodbye forever.